hold on. What the heck did I just do? I just want to move this aside so I can freaking see. Okay. I guess it's working. Sup? It's Hallie. Welcome back to more of Aidyn Plus. This is just a little bit of a test stream. I wanted to get it all figured out with how it works with YouTube and make sure the game got through okay and see how the video turns out. And this is actually a new version of A+. It's not the one I did the recording with, which is still finishing up. There's a few more episodes left to go up on the channel. But, yeah, I had talked about how I wanted to just start streaming some challenge runs and things, and well, more of that might be happening in the future. Probably not right away because next Saturday is Christmas, and it's like, who's gonna tune in for that? But, whatever. I made a couple adjustments to this that I felt like I should probably test. So we're testing the stream and the game. And I already set myself up to do a super massive cheatery run. Because this part's not supposed to be challenging at all. I've given myself all these items. And this is what it's done to my stats, which are all maxed because I used cheats to also maximize those. And these are the spells I decided to roll with. So yeah, we're basically good to go. Oop, I took off the wizard's one. No, leave that on. We need to be the best wizards ever. Parked my carcass right here on the former Kendall's hat. And we're just gonna go! At least I can show off one different thing in this compared to the playthrough. I'm gonna show you what happens when you beat these goblins. Because this fight is not supposed to be winnable in the original game. And to the best of my knowledge, it isn't. You would have to be so insanely lucky to somehow beat these guys. But with cheats, it's totally doable. In fact, I'm pretty sure they can't even hurt me because Light Reaver prevents all physical damage, so let's just whoop them and you'll see what happens. Kind of surprised that didn't insta-kill him. Oh, you've got your Ironwood Staff, that's so cute. Yeah, this fight has a few special properties. One is that it's set to always do 1 damage to Aileron no matter what he's hit with, and after he's hit twice, he goes down. So, it also fully heals you before this fight happens to reduce the chances of you getting killed. It's almost impossible to die in this fight. I guess Acid Bolt would do it after a while, theoretically. But under normal circumstances, these guys would always hit you twice by then. You're really not supposed to stand a chance. And I don't know what feat of statistics would have to occur for them to lose to you. But yeah, it's so improbable that it's basically impossible. We've already got one of them running. How glorious. Ooh, he was able to one-shot that guy. What you doing, Goblin Assassin? Are you gonna leave like your friend? He's walking away. I'm gonna run on behind you here. There you go. Oh, cool, that other... Oh, oh, never mind. The one who was in front of me was the one that burned to death. Remember, this sword has immolation in it. Okay. So, we beat those guys. And you get their rewards like normal. And, the game just kind of carries on. There's an additional effect, but I'll have to wait till after this cutscene to show you what it is. Blah, 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 blah. Her name is Oriana. And we saw the hat. We did. We thought we saw a woman in the trees. Everything's hazy. We feel dizzy. He's all woozy. He's gonna fall over. Oh no, Kendall? Ugh. Hello, Squire. How are you? So as it turns out, the creator, or the author of the game, Chris, confirmed for us that this is in fact Rabasat. It's not her natural form, it's kind of just her avatar on this plane of existence, but this is absolutely her. I don't know if I mentioned that in the A Plus playthrough or not. I probably did whenever we talked to her to try and get her ass, but I screwed it up. That's asp with a P. We're not after her butt. Trust me, we're not. Not Polkongarats either. So you can't deny she has the thickest of butts. It's all red and pulsating. Okay, so anyway. The additional effect that occurs whenever you defeat the goblins. They add 30 to your strength. You can see it's plus 35 there. I guess this is a debug feature, because it allows you to, like, just steamroll everything, basically. There's no chance you would ever beat those goblins under normal circumstances. So, if you ever did beat them, chances are you were cheating or trying to test the game. So they just give you a big old bonus to your strength. However, even this is bugged because what happens is, you know, we don't actually have to go back. We're strong enough to take on the world. Anyway, whenever you save and load the next time, instead of your strength being boosted by 30, your strength is reduced by 2. So, bit strange that, but whatever. I don't really have any plans for this run. I'm not even going to save it once it's over. Alright, I don't know exactly where it'll end. I'm just gonna kind of roll with it and destroy everything in my path. I can cast Fireball exactly once, and this seems worthy. Burn, everyone, burn! Oh my god, 122 damage. So yeah, the only thing different in this version versus the previous one I had on the subreddit is that I kicked around a bunch of the drop charts. Like, a good buddy of mine, who goes by Cole? I think it used to be Cole, I can't remember what it is now. My memory really is awful. He's been playing the game and giving me some feedback about things. And, like, he likes to save scum all the treasure chests and see what he can find out of them, just in case. And apparently he's gotten Mystic Dust out of quite a few of the early game treasure chests. And that's actually not something that's going to be changing, because those chests are aligned with the Hobgoblin drop chart, which is where those Mystic Dusts were coming from. But since he was talking about the drop charts and, like, thinking about things that should be fitting for where they're coming from, I decided to take a look at them and rearrange them to better organize them, I guess. So I did. And somehow Hobgoblins ended up on the same chart they always were, so you can still get Mystic Dust out of certain chests if you scum them or if you're lucky enough. But since I moved around a lot of charts, and I hadn't really tested the game after that, I figured it would be worthwhile to go through and just make sure nothing's broken. I don't think anything is, because I was pretty careful, but you never know with this game. You just never know. Human error, whether it was original game human error or my modding human error. Just kind of went around, kill a bunch of stuff. I need to get some reagents so I can just nuke everything. Should find the nearest spice patch I can get. Go down. That's right, that's the fate that awaits all of you unless you leave. Although I suppose there are quite a few differences between this version of A+, and the one I played on the channel previously. Because this is the version that has the spells all revamped, and like it has a bunch of the changes I was talking about making during the playthrough itself. So, it's actually substantially different, but I kind of already talked about all that stuff anyway, so it's like, not that much of a difference, really. I chose the gear I did very specifically, to make Aileron able to destroy things as quickly as possible. This guy, I think we freaked him out. Go down, bandit boss. Oh, he almost died. Oh, okay, he did cook to death. I was like, did that finish him? But he just hadn't faded out of existence right away. Cool. Woohoo! What did you guys drop? Oh, we got a club and a hunter's bow and some healing potions. I didn't even open the healing potion just at the start of the game. But I do want to check around with some of the chests because, just to see what comes out of them. I don't think there'll be saves coming any of them, but it'll be curious to see what got moved to where. Along with this drop chart change, so a lot of the enemies are now worth a bit more gold than they were. Or rather, I guess it's somewhere in between. In the version of A+, I played for my series, I had picked arbitrary values to give to the monsters based on what I felt like they should be. But for this version, well, oh no, it exploded. I don't have a mechanic skill, that's why. I'm stupid. Anyway, what am I trying to say? I had picked arbitrary gold values based on what I thought the monsters should have. Like, just based on what they were and what I thought their worth should be. But I thought better of that in the previous update. And just gave them all the original gold values that they dropped, but it was divided by 5. So, like, for example, originally the goblins are worth 0 to 10 gold each. And I decided the minimum should be 1, so now goblins are worth 1 to 2 gold each. And that actually ended up in a lot of charts getting nerfed because, as it turns out, every single goblin was on the same chart for gold value in the original game. They were all worth 1 to 2 gold in the end, including hobgoblins and stronger goblins and all that fun stuff. So I was like, well, that hurt the gold economy for sure, and I'd already heard it pretty bad before, so I decided to do something a little bit differently. And I looked at all the charts, and I divided all of their gold values by 5 instead of just the ones that were that they were previously assigned. So, like, all the unique gold combinations on the charts that existed before are still there. Some of my bonuses disappeared. Yeah, all the original gold values are all there. Again, just they're divided by 5, and I distributed the drop charts accordingly. So some things are worth a little more than they were, probably a little less than they were in the version I played for the channel. It's all fine. You don't have to worry about it. I would have gone further off course here just for funsies, but I kind of want to pick up some more survival skills for Aileron in Guardia. The experience sheet gives you enough experience to learn rank 10 in everything. Literally everything. Every skill that Aileron can pick up, he can max to rank 10 with the experience that the experience sheet gives you. So there's no reason not to. I'm going to go get Thief, I'm going to go get Mechanic, so we don't have any more chests explode on us. In fact, it's kind of a bad thing that that one exploded on us. Maybe I should reload. Oh, but then we'd have to fight the goblins again. That would suck. We're not doing that. We're just gonna let that chest go. Oh. In the original game, there's 1,000 gold in that chest. And that kind of makes me suspicious, because there's a drop chart that drops exactly 1,000 gold in the original game. So there's a very good chance that that chest uses that drop chart. That drop chart is something else now. And we would know for sure if it changed, because the gold value would not be the same anymore. But it exploded, so I guess we'll never know, huh? Oh well. I should probably structure my screen so I can see chat. Because this is a live stream after all, and part of the fun of live streams is being able to talk to the people who are watching. Hi, Josh Patterson. I see you in the chat. It's almost that time of year, he says. And that means I got videos to comment on before the end of the year. It's time. You got a lot of videos to heart, my dude. You've been falling behind. I know, man. 2 uploads a week, or 2 uploads a day. It's lots to keep up with. Oh, yeah. This same scene happens even if you go this way. It's the same dialogue as before, but it's a different setting. Didn't really expect you to find your way out here. The Minotaurs are supposed to stop you. We're going to take the high road all the way back to Burnia. Yeah, stinking wolf. Starting so far away. But anyway, yeah, this is the version of A+ I intend to use for my challenge runs. And I think that's going to be a fun time. Maybe. Maybe not. Challenge runs are a little bit tedious, which is part of the reason why I decided I would just live stream them instead of making like another series of it or whatever. The only challenge run I've completed all the way through so far took me 86 hours to do. And I'll be perfectly honest, a lot of that time was just due to me screwing around too much and like wavering on my own rules. But I have a pretty clear idea of how I want to go this time, so whenever I do start streaming that, hopefully it'll go a little more smoothly. Not to take 86 hours to complete, and perhaps be an interesting time for the viewers as well. You'll get to see how difficult this game gets when you play it so suboptimally that it can't help but be hard. I've actually been doing a challenge run in OG recently, just for old time's sake. Like, I put all this time and effort into this mod, and I'm still playing the original game most of the time sometimes. But, like, honestly, I'm kind of scared, because the way that run has been going... Oh boy. Let's just say the beginning is usually the hardest part, because it's when your options are the most limited, and when the stakes are the highest, because your heroes are so weak. And my god, the enemies in A+ are so much stronger now. It's gonna be ugly business. There's going to be deaths. I'm going to keep a death counter. It'll be fun, hopefully. I'm gonna go down in this puddle before I kill that rat. Yeah. 50 gold. I know for sure that's not on a drop chart, because there are no drop charts that are set to 50 gold. Oh, I wish I had spice to blow up all these rats with. That's okay. Reagents or something else we can pick up when we're in town. We'll just let them believe they have a chance because there's 10 of them. Stupid rats. Burn! Burn! That other one died so quickly that it didn't even have time to squeal. We need to get Aller on his thief bonus so we can see just how much damage he does. These numbers would be higher, but somewhere in all the formulas, level is a factor as far as I know. So even though I am, like, maximum stats and all that fun stuff, I am still only level 1, and I can still level up more from here. It's a little bit kooky, and a little bit unfortunate, because the cheat that gives you all the experience you need to rank everything up is kind of mutually exclusive with the cheat that maximizes your level. Because the way the one that maxes your level works is, it sets your experience to -1, I think it is, and that just skyrockets you to level 40 for whatever reason. The game just interprets it that way. But the cheat that gives you all the experience, it doesn't level you up at all. So you kind of gotta pick. Do you want the stats, or do you want the levels? I usually want the stats. As far as important level is, the stats just take too long otherwise. Like, I could coast all the way to the end of the game with the stats he currently has. on a previous cheater run, I beat the final boss at level 18, even though she was level 40. Same loadout I have now. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. It was like, he was barely able to do it, though. So I think that's a good sign. We'll get the Chaos Camp cutscene out of the way. Hey, we're actually running the correct direction down the hill for it, too. This scene kind of assumes you found the camp here, and you see there's Aileron running down the hill. And then the Chaos Scout runs off to the left. But if you were going the opposite way, you would have been in the same direction that the Chaos Scout went, and you would run into this guy, theoretically. You never actually get to kill this guy, unless he's supposed to be one of the mages that shows up later. If I could edit the map, I would put a major at that camp later. Doodly-doo. Let's head on up to the shop and get our skills. It's getting dark out. Oh no. That's okay. Aileron doesn't care about the level of light. I mean, he does, but we don't have to, not with these stats. That's one of the reasons why I gave him the Brilliant spell. It's almost as good as light, basically. Like, you just cast Brilliance on yourself, and any intelligence-based activities you needed to do at night would have been fine. Hello, Kevin J. Ritual from Reddit. Welcome to the chat. Oops, I didn't want to buy things. Well, I mean, I kind of wanted to look. One of the other things I changed was the Bardic gloves. They were originally, I had originally set them to Troubadour 1 because there are other items in the game that boost Troubadour that are better than this, and it kind of put it more in the price range for Guernia. And now that it's still kind of high, as I'm seeing here, but yeah, like I had originally set Troubadour 1 so that the cost would be lower. I mean, the cost is something I control anyway, but I wanted it to, like, follow the same rules as all the other items I did. Let's learn everything! Everything! We'll see how much that price goes down whenever we've got Merchant 10. How about that? I'm not using all these other weapon skills, I'm still gonna learn them. Alright, he's taught us everything he can. I want to buy reagents before I go. Yeah, time to mash. Give me all that spice. Gotta fuel my fireballs somehow. Mashing. Yay. And herbs. I didn't have any of yet. Can you hear me mashing? Can you hear the clicking of my controller? Oh my god. I could turn on rapid fire, and sometimes I prefer to whenever I'm doing runs like this, because you can use it to skip through text just as easily as, like, raising stats and buying items and blah blah blah. But whenever you need to actually do, like, finicky things, it just gets in the way. Like, you're pressing the button more than once when you only want to press it once, and it just becomes a pain in the butt. So I'd rather just mash when I have to mash. I don't really need these healing potions either, but I'm gonna buy them. The Ring of Healing should take care of all the healing I need, but if I'm not going to bother to camp, then it's not like my health will be going up all the time. So let's see. Head on back of the house here. I'm going to head on down to the caves and kill that goblin so we can max the rest of our stats. And then we'll go slaughter everything on the road. Because why not? Creeping back here. Hey there, Mr. Goblin. I see you there. Eh. Oh, he's not even gonna get to move, poor guy. There we go. Now we will ascend to godhood, because we've slain a single creature. I didn't need all these skills, but I took them. Because I could. Healer. ranger up there too. Hey. Now we should be open. We should be able to open any treasure chest with ease, and no more explosive accidents. Hooray! Yes! Yeah, my endurance bonus vanished. Where'd that go? That was supposed to be on the Ring of Healing. Oh well. Oh, yeah, I don't need any more of this. Whoa, that goblin dropped 2 gold. That's the most gold he could possibly drop for us. He's got like a little sack of money here, too. Curing potion and healing potion that I don't need. Alright, let's go. We're not going in Castle Aidyn. We're just gonna hit the road. Alan's had enough. He doesn't care that everybody's worried sick. He needs to go out in the world and collect treasures and murder monsters. And we'll start... Get out of the way, guy. We'll start by going up on top of this thing here. Screw you, buddy. Well, that's the most we could have gotten out of that, too. This treasure chest, I know for a fact, is on the poor chart. Because in the original game, the poor chart is 0 to 10 gold. And sometimes you open that box and you just get 0 gold, which is so disappointing. But the goblins now occupy what the poor chart used to be, so you'll get 1 to 2 gold out of that. And you might get some other stuff. I don't know for sure. I would think in my buddy's save scumming that he would have informed me if he found anything crazy out of there. And so it seems like even though certain treasures use certain drop charts, you can't always get everything from a drop chart out of a treasure box that uses it. Like they're disabled or something. I can't hold more of those. We didn't get lucky with that one. Hey, there's my buddy. It's Anthony Cole Ruth. See, his name was Cole. I did remember it. But his first name is Anthony. I was just telling them about you, bud, and how you're, like, testing the game and scumming all the treasures and stuff. I moved around the drop charts like you asked me to. But you're still going to be able to find Mystic Dust, so don't complain. Okay, so I kind of want to work backwards a little bit here. Because there are some treasures in this game that, for whatever reason, decide they're collected even if you haven't encountered them before. So I'm going to go, like, all the way to Tailwalk. We're just going to march our butts right out there. And we're going to get all the treasures backwards. So that we can open up some of the boxes that we don't normally get to see. It's okay, I know you only save scum for responsible reasons. I could have blown up these rats with Fireball, but I didn't. Alright, I was gonna check the price of the Bardic gloves back in Guernia. Oopsies. It's fine. It's the least important thing. We win. La-di-da-di-di. Maybe I should save all that stuff I just did, so I don't have to repeat it. Ever. Save the game. Yay. Even just because it's not an important run doesn't mean I don't want to lose progress. Or doesn't mean I do want to lose progress. I guess I can pick up this treasure along the way. Treasure chest. What's inside? 1 herb. Should I cut through the forest? Nah, if we're going to Tailwalk, we should head around the way. Just goes directly there. Between the street. Who needs companions? They just get in the way. They're so weak. Wasting turns and time. I can solve all my problems with fireballs. Although fireball is actually a lot weaker in this mod now. If I really wanted to damage things to death, I should have grabbed Solar Eclipse and Lunar Flare. Because those are both they're the two strongest spread moves available in the game now. Okay. Now that I have talent, I can open this box. We didn't get anything fancy off the Ogre Boss chart today. I know for a fact that box has Ogre Boss stuff. If you scum it enough, I think you can get an Amulet of Bork out of there. But why would you want that? To make the game more challenging, obviously. 6 gold from there. Curious. That's kind of an odd amount. I wonder if that chart is using the same one as the one in Bacon's Loft. Love the name Light Reaver. It makes it sound like the bastard child of a lightsaber Soul Reaver. I need to play that series someday. Soul Reaver 2 is one of my favorite PS2 games. I've never played Soul Reaver. I don't even know what it is. This is the first I've heard of it existing. But yeah, this is very clearly a lightsaber, and they very clearly named it Light Reaver to avoid copyright. That's funny to me. If I weren't cheating right now, I would be so afraid of these bats. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm a little nervous about my challenge runs upcoming, because all the enemies I usually use as cannon fodder to get my party up and running are now terrifyingly dangerous. Like, I had already made the bats into more of glass cannons than they ever were, and they have more attack power than they had any business ever having. But now that the rats have 21 strength, and they're hardier targets than bats, fighting them could be a real thing. Let's just put it that way. Oh boy. But we'll figure our way through it somehow. The limiting factor, I guess, would be income if push came to shove. Because, like, even if we have a really hard time with the monsters, it's not like we can't just brew up some potions to make things easier. Heck, in the OG challenge run that I'm doing, I took on a big wolf pack and decided to use Godric as a decoy, while the rest of the party was, like, patching themselves up and picking off the wolves. So I gave him a defense potion, and I positioned him in such a way that his back was turned to the wolves, so they would all be drawn to him. And it worked like a charm. They all just surrounded him and were biting him constantly. He probably would have died, like, 10 times over if the wolves could do more than 1 damage to him. I don't know if the wolves in this mod now are strong enough to break through a defense potion. Defense potions are pretty dang broken. But their attack power is higher, so it's gonna be scary. It is gonna be scary. Okay. For some reason, it seemed like I couldn't hit all 4 of these ogres. Aw, man, that's not very good damage. Yes, I exploited the wolves' intelligence by making them do something stupid. And sometimes that's what you gotta do in challenge runs. Ugh. It's quite scary. These monsters that would normally be like total pushovers, that you'd like never ever think you'd have to respect. It all changes. And I think it'll be a little more clear why whenever you see the rules I play under. I listed them out a while back. I kind of need to double check the list and revise them with new ideas. And there are probably some rules I forgot too. There's a ton of them. So many rules. You wouldn't believe it. But yeah, they make the game substantially harder. I didn't need to look at this gem pile. I don't even need to pick up more gems. I just wasted all those gems. Anything fancy in this chest? I don't think there is. Oh! Ah! Then this is an ogre boss chest. Because otherwise we wouldn't be getting Exorcism Circle here. Yes, that's right. Exorcism Circle is on the ogre boss drop chart. Because for whatever reason, ogres ended up having naming magic. Well, not all ogres. Exorcism Circle is actually a spell they don't know how to use. It's just not in their AI. Because it was reformed from another spell. But I would totally give it to enemies if I could. Yeah, the ogre boss, his one naming trick is endurance, so it's not like that changed, but I kind of use it as an excuse to dump all the damaging naming moves onto a chart. And it's not a very common chart either, so that's nice. They aren't the most common thing in the world. I could have given naming scrolls to the bandit bosses if I was so inclined. Over here's the early game Harpy. Harpy, are you up there? There it is! It's trying to come down to say hello. This Harpy vanishes after you go to Aramon. Or perhaps after you beat Kitarak. This cave bear's always here, though. Hey, cave bear, I'm gonna murder you. Run it. Alright. Here. Aw, I was hoping the bear would be too slow to actually get a turn. He can't hurt me. Couldn't have he tried. Not in a million billion years. Whoa, I leveled up. What do I want to spend my experience on? Oh, wait. I think I want to go to the Gorgon Cave first. Because there's a sack in there that always seems to be consumed. Stupid wolf. Die. There you go. You're done, son. Wolves don't have much to offer you in this mod. But that kind of makes sense, because they're just animals. It's only the more dangerous types of non-humanoids that got bonus stuff in the new update. Basically, added a bunch of more items that they could drop that you can sell, so that it doesn't feel totally worthless to fight things like hellhounds and griffins and whatnot. Man, you're not supposed to be out here in the prologue. The Mirari that tells you how to get to Uramon isn't even here right now. Let's go over here. I'm gonna wade through the river instead of taking the bridge because I don't even care. Yeah. That Harpy on the ledge back there is something I'm gearing up to take on next in my OG run. This is right where I am. This is the first time I've tried to, or not only tried to fight it in the prologue, but the first time I tried to do it in a challenge run. And it's a pretty high level target. Like, the first time I fought it, it managed to get off all 4 of its tap staminas in pretty short order while we were trying to chip it down. And it just recovered it because, well, that's how tap stamina works. So my current plan was to get Godric's Dragon Flames leveled up, and we're going to see if he can cook it quick enough that it doesn't murder everyone. I suspect it would have murdered everyone, but I ran away before it could. Harpies just have a lot of dexterity. Stop it. Stupid harpy. It's because you're way higher level than me. Hey. Line up that back attack. One down. 2 down. Yay. You might notice that little blue 5 sinking into my brain every couple turns. That's the new effects of the Ring of Healing. In the original game, it only does 1, because the spell's level is only 1. I raised the spell's level on the ring just a tad. Up to 5, which is why it's doing 5 now. The reason I did that was actually just to make the ring more expensive to buy, because the way I formulated it, yeah, like the formula I used to calculate the costs of all the items, it depends on like the spell's rank and like the wizard rank required to learn it. It's a whole function basically. So by raising the level of the spell in the ring, that makes it more expensive. And I wanted the Ring of Healing to be very expensive because it's such a broken item. You want auto recovery between battles in daylight? Then you're gonna be paying out the butt for it, my friend. And there's only one freebie. And I would get rid of it if I could. But I actually like that it does 5 healing now, too, because it's a much more substantial number than 1. I kind of had the same problem with poison in the original game, too, because most things that can poison you, the poison only does 1 damage per however many rounds go by. And that's just so insubstantial that it doesn't even matter. But when it's a higher number, like even just 2 is twice as effective. And it can go up to 5, so the strongest poisoners in A+ can hit you for 5 poison damage per however many rounds. So now the Ring of Healing, basically, its healing actually counts in combat instead of just out. That stupid Darkened Bat casts Darkness. What a jerk. That's actually a new trick in this mod. I decided that Darkened Bat could have Darkness. As if it needed to be any stronger, right? Doesn't really make it stronger, I guess it just inhibits solar-powered people who want to fight them. Which Alon is still solar. But that's why I gave myself Brilliance, you stupid bat. So that when it's dark out and I can't do anything about it, I can still use spells. And since Darkened Bat got a spell, I decided to be nice and give Tomb Rats a spell as well. They now have Quicken, which was formerly known as Dexterity. A little bit weird, but I'm like, whatever. They don't have any reagents on their charts. It's not like they cast the spell per se. It's more like a natural ability for them. Or at least that's how I like to think of it. Tomb Rats just have the natural capacity to pick up the pace. And my god, do they need it. What are you gonna do, Bat? Are you gonna fight or are you gonna run? Yeah, you're gonna run. Get out of here. I might need to do a little bit more for Tomb Rats, though, because they're still utterly pathetic. Like, I didn't really touch their stats at all. And their stats are kind of where the problem is, because they're so weak. Yeah, this sack. A lot of the times whenever you come here, this sack is just already rated. And apparently there's just gold in it, so... Maybe I should save some of these and, like, try to dig for more value out of them. I don't know. I'm just here to make sure things aren't broken. And so far they aren't. We haven't had any crashes or freezes that are related to drop charts. We haven't seen anything weird drop off of anything yet. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, don't complain, Scorpions. I can't believe this didn't kill any of them. That's so lame. I have to cast it again. Man, Fireball, how the mighty have fallen. Got it. Yay! They didn't drop anything. And over here, there's our mirror scroll. But we're actually not going to need mirror to beat these guys. You might think we would absolutely require it, because one hero against a pack of 3 Gorgons is not normally going to work out very well. They're just going to cast Frozen Doom on you, and that's going to be it, right? Well, you may recall that I talked about adjusting the aspects of Frozen Doom in Wall of Bones. And now Frozen Doom only works on lunar characters. And Aileron is solar, so they can't use that on him at all. They can... well, no, they won't even try. They know better. But that doesn't mean they're completely defenseless either. We'll see if any of them gets a turn before I murder them all. Oh, that one almost got a turn. There, she's casting darkness off of her stealth blade. And yeah, there's their other trick. I gave them white fire. But Aileron is too powerful. They can't even cast it on him. And if they did, it probably wouldn't do much damage. So I'm not terribly worried. But yeah, Gorgon's got a good bit faster, higher level, and they have white fire. So even though their Frozen Doom no longer works on everyone, they're still a force to be reckoned with. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Trying to stab me with your little blade there. Go down. Yeah. Welcome, Shredder X32. This is a silly test stream where I murder everything, and don't have to try very hard. Yes, they do have mirror on their charts now. In fact, I think they always... or no, they didn't always have it. In OG, obviously, they didn't, but... that's the Shredder decided to put the mirror scroll on. 1250 gold in there. Dang. I don't think that's from any chart, then. Unless it's like the combined gold value from something else. Could be. It feels like certain charts, well, no, it feels like certain treasures will check a chart multiple times. Like, Cole was telling me how some of the charts he would open would give him, like, 2 to 4 gold, and he was getting Hobgoblin results out of those. So, in order for that to have been possible, it would have had to do 2 rolls of a Hobgoblin chart. Because Hobgoblins would never drop more than 2 gold. Before. Now they're worth more than that. Too many chests to keep track of. I don't know how much they're all supposed to have. Some of them are definitely fixed. Like, not everything uses a chart. Come back, Rat. See, I wanted to fight you after all. Oh, it's such a beautiful day for Hellfire. They're burning. The smell of singed rat is permeating the countryside. Over here is a wolf. Hello, wolf. You teleported around that tree to get it. Yeah. Hooray. Worthless. Let's go across the bridge. Let's see what we can fight over here. I can test something real quick. I think I figured out what it is that causes chaos monsters to appear in the woods back here. So let's just check real quick. Right now it should be minotaurs. I don't know if it's a prologue thing. I don't see why it would be any different right now than it would later. Let's just see. I'm like listening for their footsteps. Ah, yes, it's a Minotaur right now. Okay. If we go kill the pack of chaos monsters by the river, I think that turns this guy into a chaos wizard. Let's go see. It's not the scout that's on my way over here, but the one further along that actually has help. Where's the scout? Am I seriously just going to run right through this field and that scout's not going to catch me? Wow, I ran right through the field without that scout noticing me. Whenever I'm trying to avoid that scout, I swear I never make it. But then whenever I don't even bother to try, it just gets away. Whatever. The scouts have haste again, isn't that nice? I had originally taken it away from them, but now they have it again. And gosh, that stamina cost is kind of big. Stamina costs are a little more real in this now. Might have to compensate some enemies for it. Like give them higher wizard ranks. Because wizard rank does come out of stamina cost. But I'm not going to worry about those little turds, I want to kill you. I don't want you causing any trouble. Not that he could cause much trouble. This is the version where everybody has new spells and stuff. Oh boy, so exciting. I don't remember what I gave this guy. I know I made the Spellweavers and Sorcerers kind of, sort of, foils of each other. Like, I think one has Spirit Shield and the other has Starlight Shield. So they kind of have a few counterparts like that. Wow, he actually managed to hit me. I felt that. How dare you? That's what you get. Let's see if that other scout has... Yeah, he's smart enough. Thank you for leaving. I didn't want to have to teleport over there. Yeah, we got some shed skin off the scouts. Shed skin is like a fake reagent that appears on the charts of almost any scaly enemy. If it seemed like something that could reasonably shed its skin, I was like, you know what, you can have some shed skin. Gross. Okay, so we killed those chaos monsters. Let's see if the Minotaur changed. It was over here, right? The alcove? Yeah! Nope, he's still a Minotaur. Alright, whatever it is that does it, it wasn't that. We'll keep killing things and come back and see if he's changed by then. I swear this happened once before. I know that that encounter can be a chaos monster. Sometimes. I don't know what triggers it. It wasn't that, but it can happen. Let's just go around the way here and fight this bandit boss and his dire wolves. Hi, bandit boss. Getting a bit laid out, huh? I'm gonna burn your animals. And you, but yeah. Direwolves were already scary in A+. I don't think I actually had to raise their strength at all. I think they were already over 21. Or rather, over 20. 20 is the limit you need for debilitation not to affect things. Yeah, the custom weapon that they share with the Tomb Rats made them stronger than the original, so they were already pretty powerful. And it's just, direwolves are really something in Challenge Bunch. And especially so in A+. They scary. Did the bandit boss drop anything nice for us? No, we only got some wolf skin. Well, I mean, those gemstones were dropped by the boss, but he didn't drop anything else nice. Huge tusk. Could this have been a Minotaur chart? There aren't too many charts with huge tusks on them, so I guess it's possible that was a Minotaur at one point. It's either that or the crab people, which seems even less probable. Let's head out into the woods and kill even more bandits. There's the guy. I kind of wish I had the light spell. As strong as I am right now, I still am at mercy of the time of day. And you really only get the best results out of your spells, or damage spells at least, whenever the sun is at its peak. Of course, that does just mean I kind of have to cast it twice, but whatever. Light would help solve this problem. But you're still casting 2 spells. You cast Light, and then you cast Fireball. So have you really saved anything at all? Could also solve this problem by giving Elrond the Mace of Glory. I'm lazy. And Light River protects me. There they go, but the bandit boss is casting Fortitude. Never to be known as Endurance again. You suck, Bandit Woodsman. One saving grace in the A+ challenge run I'm looking forward to is the bandits, because they are significantly easier. Bandit Woodsman is still about as dangerous as he was, but giving the human bandits throwing knives really messed them up, because, like, the main problem with them in the original is that they're just move and hit enemies, and they're so dexterous that he just get in on you real quick and do massive damage out of nowhere. Can't tell you how many times I've had bandits just outright kill somebody, sometimes before I could even do anything about it. But now that they have rowing AI, you can, like, it's a lot easier to approach them. Their attacks are not nearly as dangerous, and they have to switch to their main weapon before they can really be threatening. So even if the other critters on the road to Aramon are very scary in A+, the bandits will be a little easier to tango with. Guess I'm casting more fireballs here today. Burn the wolves, burn them! Oh, that one barely got scratched. I might have to actually swing my weapon at it. Let's see if Elrond can withstand its own fireballs. How about that? Oh no! Ow! He burned himself for 40 damage. Should have cast Mirror on myself first. Or worn some fireproof armor or something. Man, why don't I just scare them all away? Oh no, they're not in range yet, because I nerfed the crap out of that spell. And it deserved it. As much as I did to limit the usefulness of the aura spells, they are still super broken. They're a very effective cheese strat, and possibly the only cheese strat left in the game. You see, look, it's rank 10, I'm a rank 15 wizard, and that I can still only reach the first wolf with it. And I think that balances it out. Because you gotta get in on them, you can't just cast it from all the way across the field. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad they were so broken in the run I did for the channel, because Lord knows how long that run would have lasted without it. It ended a lot of battles much faster than it would have gone otherwise. Also, man, apparently the level light really is bad, because Aileron totally failed that fireball, huh? Eh. You die. I'll just stab them all to death. Good old-fashioned way. Yeah, you run away, you stupid wolf. Both of you. I'm gonna kill you if you don't run away. Better hope I don't get another turn in a row, wolf. Oh, I got another turn. Guess you're dying. There, you're dead. Good riddance. Where are we? Level 6. Did you notice I renamed the Darkened Pelt to the Darkened Pelt? Reason for that is, tying in with something I said a little earlier about adding more items to other drop charts. I decided to put Darkened Bat Pelt on the charts of certain other enemies that seem like their pelts would be dark enough to be stealthy. So it's no longer just a Darkened Bat thing. And what that ultimately amounts to is that it's just sale fodder. Like, now you can get more items to sell off of these monsters. But griffins are one such thing, so you can get darkened pelts off of them. And you might think griffins would be a weird thing to get that off of, but if you look closely at them, their skin is blue. Like, they've got that white fluff around their necks and their feathers are all orange, but their actual skin is, like, a darker color, so I figured, yeah, that's fine for them. They can drop darkened pelts. I did something similar with Hellhound Hide. It's no longer called that. It's Fireproof Hide, and it's made into fiery armor. Or, no, the item is called Fiery Hide, and the item you get off of them to craft is Fireproof Pelt. But, whatever. Point is, I was able to add that to charts of beasties that would be fire resistance naturally. For example, the pseudo-dragons, the wyverns and dracoverns. In the original game, they would drop beast hides, which I always thought was kind of strange. But now they drop Fireproof Pelt. And that's more valuable than a beast pelt would have been anyway. Aileron, that was such a sorry fireball. I'm just gonna kill all these things with Twilight Reaver because I'm so upset. I need to see triple digits, man. Like that one. Look at this bandit. Yeah. Stop it, wolf. Quit backing me away. Forcing me around the battlefield. My god. When I was playing OG the other day, well, one of my rules is that you have to hurry along the enemy turns, no matter what. You can't just, like, wait them out so they bump into each other and waste their turns or whatever. And this freaking bat attacked Godric, and the way its movement worked out, it was far enough outside of Godric's movement circle that he couldn't attack it back. Like, it only happened once. It moved in to attack him, and Godric's turn was right after the bat's. But the bat's animation put him far enough outside of Godric's circle, but it was close enough to Godric at the start of his turn that it, like, restricted his movement. So he was just stuck in this little circle and able to attack the monster that attacked him. Hilarious, I know, haha, very funny. Yeah, run away, human bandit. That guy knows what's good for him. What about you, though, guy? I guess we're not gonna get to find out, because you're already dead. So long. Killing so many bandits. Not finding a lot of stuff though. Oh, I spoke too soon. Here we got leather cloak, merc belt, lucky paw came off the wolves. The reason I have 50 lucky paws, apart from that, in my inventory is because that was the last item I cheated into my inventory. Defense potion. How curious. Because like all of the cheats that we developed for Project 64, whenever you input one, it just gives you a stack of 50 of whatever item you selected. You can only use one cheat at a time. It's not that convenient, but yeah, you can use it to get whatever items you want, whatever loadout you want from the very beginning. It's a little less convenient in A+, because items have strength requirements now. Like, I couldn't just cheat this Light Reaver into my hands right away at the beginning of the game. I had to maximize my strength stat first because it requires 30 strength to wield this thing. Yeah, I get wrecked. Even cheating is harder in A+. But in part, I had to do that anyway because the Light Reaver can be legitimately tamed if you get lucky fighting the Fire Lord. Yeah, stinking wolves. I cast Brilliance on myself and then just decided to stab them all to death anyway. I'll cast Fireball on the reinforcements, don't worry. Get around here. Okay. Can I blow them up from here? That would be great. Pretty please. Blow them up? Yes. Yeah, I guess I can live with half their health. The wolf isn't fleeing. That's surprising. Neither is the bandit. Okay, guys, well, you had your chance. I don't know what to tell you. It's getting too late. These numbers aren't acceptable. That fireball... No, that wolf survived 2 fireballs. So did the bandit! Oh, this is just disgusting, and now... You guys... I'm so upset I'm gonna hit myself with the fireball, too. Oh no, it's actually doing real damage. 35. Could be worse. There we go. Hooray! Level 7. Oh boy. Oh, I did give Darkened Pelt to the wolves, too. Yeah, because they're kind of gray and stealthy, ain't they? Wouldn't you say? I guess I should have been tipped off about that before when I found it off the drop chart. Or in one of the battle drops. Just didn't put 2 and 2 together at the time. I think I did, or gave it to bears as well. I wanted them to have something more worthwhile, because bears are hard, and they should be worth more stuff. Didn't mean to walk over there. This is the last of the bandits out here. We didn't camp enough of the night away. It's still kind of dark out. I'll just fight them legit. There's only 4 of them. It won't take that long. Not like this isn't one of the world's most one-sided fights anyway. Oh goody. If I killed this guy, I will rob him of the turn he would have had. Because he didn't get to move yet. There you go, you don't get a turn. That's for all the times you didn't let me get turns in other runs where I wasn't totally broken. The bandit woodsman is fleeing. Will he get to, though? Nope. There you go. Hooray. Spring treasures back here? Yeah. What's in the box? 100 gold. Whoa. I'll be curious to see what kind of rewards you can get out of treasure chests in A+ anymore. Now that the drop charts have been all knocked around like crazy. Finding more than a couple hundred gold is pretty intense. And I like it that way. Whenever I was setting out to adjust the economy of this game, I was kind of worried about how to go about it, because I wasn't sure what kind of income to expect in the long run, and I wasn't sure what prices would be reasonable for things. And it seems like a tricky thing to balance, but actually what it comes down to is having things that the player wants, and just having them not be able to afford all of them, really. Like, so long as there's a selection of items that the player would presumably desire to have, and they don't have enough gold to pick up all of them, then that creates a scenario where your decisions with your money matters, and that's what you want to have, like, balance with gold in an RPG. Alright, we did all that stuff. Oh, hey, there's also this bat. This is the bat that killed Brenna in my original playthrough. How dare it. Yes, we're going to hold you accountable for the actions of previous bats. But yeah, I've seen plenty of RPGs where, like, gold just doesn't matter after a while. You get so much of it that you can afford anything, and you don't have to think about how you spend it at all. And that's just not the case in this game anymore, because of how I paced out the accessories, and whether you want, or if you want more of them or whatnot. Every town has something unique that's expensive, or several unique things. Even the first town, with the bardic gloves. Although, to be honest, I don't expect anyone to ever buy the bardic gloves, since you can just get them for free in Aramon. That's probably something I'll change if I ever have the ability to. Just remove the bardic gloves from the inn in Aramon, so that there's a reason to get them from other sources. It's not like you ever need more than one of them, you know? Let's go see if anything we killed transformed the Minotaurs into Chaos Monsters. Could also be a night-day thing. Like, it's technically still night right now, and will continue to be until the moon inches past the bottom of the sundial there. But whatever does it, sometimes there's Chaos Monsters over here. Nope, he's still a Minotaur. Minotaur, what have we done wrong? We'll come back later, okay, bud? Can you leave us alone? I want to get the treasure behind you. I want to get the treasure. How far does this guy go? Sheesh. No, I got too close. Dang. You know what? Fine. You can keep your treasure for now, guy. We'll go back out in the fields. I'm gonna drop a save real quick. I've only seen it happen once, but this game did freeze on me one time when I tried to cross this bridge. What the? Oh yeah, I forgot about you. Usually you're dead by now. You silly. I was like, what are those footsteps? And then the battle started. Oh, 120 gold. That's a pretty good roll for them. In the original game, they're worth a lot more. I think their chart is currently like 40 to 200. So you would get at least 40 gold, or at most 200 gold from a scout. That was kind of just how it worked out. For a while there, I decided that scouts should not be worth any gold at all, because where the heck would they store any gold on them? Their bodies are not conducive to the holding of money. But they're chaos monsters. Don't question these things. Maybe they're like gold pinatas, and when you beat them, the gold just explodes out of their bodies. That makes sense, right? Sure, we'll go with that. So many critters. We're coming up on another item sack that tends to be empty when I usually get to it. We'll see what's inside. And after that, I guess maybe we can go back to Guarnia and start the adventure properly. So that we can have, like, a party and go into the Goblin Lands. Oh, this sack is already done. So there must be, like, 3 sacks that are connected then. Because I had a theory that that sack there on the ground is connected to the one in the Gorgon Cave, but I've also seen both of those sacks be raided before. So chances are, somewhere out here, we're going to find another sack that was opened, and that's probably the one that connects all 3 of them. Mysteries abound. Try to get to the bottom of it. But before that, I think we should go kill the ogres. Because why not? I added something special to their drop chart since Aidyn Plus. Or since the original Aidyn Plus. An ogre boss in the prologue? That's just crazy. Why would you ever take him on? It would honestly probably be very difficult to beat this guy in a legit prologue. Especially now that he has Fortitude and can buff all his buddies by 20 HP. Like, I don't even want to think about trying to take them on. Oh my goodness. Oh, and hey, something that's not totally outright apparent, but I'm just going to straight up tell you about it now. Ordinary ogres actually have a spell now, but the circumstances of you seeing it are kind of obscure. If you ever manage to poison an ogre, you'll probably see it cast Remove Poison. That was the spell I decided to give to them. I was originally thinking about only giving it to the hill ogres, since they're kind of like an upgrade monster to regular ogres. But hill ogres are just so rare, I kind of felt like it just wouldn't matter if they were the only ones who knew it. So I gave it to both of them. Hill ogres, regular ogres, they both know Remove Poison. And the only time you'll ever see them cast it is if you happen to poison them in one way or another. It also goes nicely with them because since they can't be poisoned anymore, that means you can't try to use poison to wear them out gradually. There it is! The Safeguard Scroll. I don't think I can check the description of it without freezing the game. In fact, I'm not even going to try. But this is one of the 4 rank 10 scrolls that I adjusted. It casts Spirit Shield rank 10 on everybody! It can also teach you Spirit Shield if you want to read it, but that would be a total waste. I'm a little bit tempted instead of Spirit Shield, but I feel like that would almost be too broken because Dexterity is just so powerful. It's such an important stat. But it would fit in line with the other spells that I chose. Those being Brilliance, Strength, or, well, Brilliance and Strength. Not so much Photosynthesis, but that's just another good thing to have at rank 10. And it almost makes sense, or it's one of the few spells that would make sense to cast off of the Lighthouse Scroll, which is where you get it now. And did before. Well, no, it used to be Solar Wrath. It is no longer that. Run away, Minotaurs! Be very afraid. Now, which one is the leader? Oh, they're casting Starlight Shield. That's their new party trick. They get Starlight Shield. Cool, they're running. Oh, that one's not, though. Someone's feeling bold. And another one is not. Ugh. I kill you. The one who cast the spell. And now you. I'll let you live. So you can tell the rest. Yeah, hey, we got Solar Flare off him. That's pretty rare. That was one of those guys had a 1 in 100 chance. Although, if you consider that every Minotaur has a chance of dropping all of its rare items, it kind of balances out a little bit. Like, it may only be a 1 in 100 chance of getting Solar Flare off those guys, but they could also drop, I think they have White Fire? They definitely have Lunar Eclipse and Starstorm. So, like, even just between those 3 scrolls, that's a 3 in 100 chance, which means there's basically a 1 in 33 chance of getting a scroll off of them, not necessarily a specific scroll. Probability! Okay, maybe I can scare these guys too. Boogity boogity boo! Aura of Death. Ooh, scary. So yeah, even though I reduced the overall effectiveness of aura spells, they are still powerful. As long as you can get close to the guys, they still work about as they did before. That guy ran, that other guy's running. Oh, are you the leader? I would love to see it possible that sometimes the leader is in the reinforcements, because with bandits in particular, there are often times where a bandit boss will show up after you've been dealing with some of his dudes for a bit. And you would think the boss would always be the leader, but no, the leader has to be on the field at the start of combat. At least, as far as I'm aware. It's not like I ever really went in deep using Sensor to test this. Stupid wolf! You restricted my movement so I couldn't kill your friend. Now I can kill your friend. But the bandit boss showed up. I'll kill your friend anyway. Yeah! I'm a bloodthirsty murderer. Oh, the guy got away. I really wanted to stab him. That was a pretty lousy haul for those guys. The only reason the gold was so high is because of the bandit boss. They're worth 200 to 400, I think it is. I don't want to walk all the way out to Aramon just yet. Because they'll just turn me away. It'd be silly. Oh, no, the treasure's just over here. Normally you would see a Minotaur walking around over here, but I discovered a while back that this Minotaur's life is tied to the existence of a pack of bandits on the other side of the road here. And which one I prefer to take down kind of depends on which version I'm playing. In A+, I would definitely go for the bandits, because they're easier early game. Yeah, like the bandits that appeared here. Because I killed these bandits, that Minotaur vanished. But, like, when I'm playing OG, and the bandits are super dangerous, and if I want to get them out of the way, I can kill the Minotaurs because they're more approachable, and the bandit drops don't matter quite as much in the original. But in A+, where the bandits are easier, and there's a greater chance of getting something nice out of it, it may be more worthwhile to just fight the bandits, rather than the Minotaurs. Because there is a bandit boss in that group. Bandit bosses have some nice stuff. I ran out of things to talk about, I'm sorry. Gonna get to Guardia and watch some cutscenes and pick the group and then probably kill the group so they can't bother me anymore. And we're just gonna... You know what, we'll dive. We'll just go plot point to plot point and see how far we get before half an hour passes, we'll say. Because this was only meant to be a test stream. I kind of just wanted to figure out the specifics of how OBS works with YouTube, and I want to see how the video turns out. And it was nice talking to chat. I'm actually surprised to see how many people turned out for this anyway. I kind of figured no one would. With how I have my windows laid out, I can't even tell if anyone's still watching. Oh no. Doesn't really bother me. People can tune in or tune out, whatever they like. I'm just here to have fun. Huff, huff, walking. Maybe I will pick up the Mace of Glory just to get light. It's convenient to have it around. It really is. I considered making Alaron have no aspect in this, because that is something you can do. But it's also kind of experimental, because the only reason I know this is I've made the Marquis have no aspect, which means he can no longer be trapped with Frozen Doom or Wall of Bones. Theoretically. I don't know if that's going to work out or not. I haven't exactly gone out there and checked with him recently. Maybe we'll check today. That might be kind of a tall order for half an hour, but then again, maybe not. But, like, the reason I decided not to do that for Alaron is, well, for one, the split of Solars and Lunars is already perfect in the game. There are 14 playable characters, and there are 7 Solars and 7 Lunars. And just because you're stuck with Alaron all the time doesn't mean it's not still a perfect balance of one and the other. So if Alaron was not Solar or Lunar, if he was just independent, in theory he would no longer be affected by the day and night cycle. His stats would always be the same. He would never suffer penalties or bonuses. But he might also not be able to use aspect-specific equipment. And, like, Loden's sword is a solar weapon, so if Alaron had no aspect, chances are he probably would not be able to equip Loden's sword. And I guess that's something I could test to find out, but I decided just not to chance it. It seemed like a bad call anyway, so I left it be. And it's something I could always change my mind about too later if new information yields. Or if I just bother to do it at all, you know? Eh. I have spent a lot of time making this mod this year, you know that? If I had sunk all of it into my Doki Doki mod like I should have, who knows how close to done it might have been. But yeah, there have been many nights and weekends where I just let myself get totally obsessed with it and just changed everything that I could think to. Or that I felt I wanted to. I've almost always got a reason for why I change things. Very few changes in this mod don't have any purpose behind them. I think maybe the only one that does is the name change for the Lava Hounds to Cerberus. They already had a different name from Hellhounds. They didn't need to be distinguished that way. But I think Cerberus is a cooler name than Lava Hound, and that's all there is to that. Everything else, there was always some underlying reason why I decided to do that. Even if it was a little bit silly or nonsensical. We're not gonna silly-sally around this castle for long. Although I should probably check some of the treasures. Or yeah, actually, you know, we'll hit up all the treasure boxes on our way out. We're definitely not going to be doing any serious conversations. I have to talk to Godric twice because he's always on his first set of dialogue first. He's always on the first tally? Really? Yes. I don't want to talk to you anymore, Godric. Shut up. Okay, thank you. So now we leave, come back, we can just mash on through and he'll join us. If there's one nice thing about this game, it's whenever you start a new game, you can get something rolling very quickly. You don't have to watch like an hour's worth of unskippable cutscenes or whatever. A lot of it's just left totally optional. And that's something I really appreciate about it. We found a beast pelt inside that barrel. Here's the chart that... this box uses Lugash's chart. Looks like it uses it twice because Lugash is only worth 2,000 gold. Maybe treasures that use charts always double the gold amount you get out of them. There's our Mace of Glory. Ooh, Sorcerer Amulet. That must mean that that box uses the Chaos Wizards chart. Because Chaos Wizards dropped that item. I'm gonna equip the Mace of Glory. It's gonna make me vulnerable to attack. Oh no! But I can cast Light in Battle. Oh yay! And you know what? I'll activate this. I don't really intend to be using this at all, but every time I don't activate it, I somehow end up regretting it. So I'm doing it. Let me have that sack, old man. Yes, leave the herbs. Okay. Any other treasures? Any other treasures? No. Okay. Let's go. Time to dive. Enough screwing around. No, we're going in here first. This is probably another spot where you can find some mystic dust if you really try. Because I remember at least one of the sacks in here is tied to the low wizard chart, and that's what Hobgoblins replaced. Didn't find anything fancy this time, though. And just some G's. It's something I could change if I so desired, but I kind of like the possibility that you could get something nice out of these boxes, either randomly or by forcing it if you really wanted to. With the way I play, it's kind of just natural to take whatever I get. That may sound like a redundant thing to say, but what I mean is I don't generally save scum for boxes. In fact, it's one of my challenge rules that you're not allowed to scum the boxes. If you're trying to open a box and it explodes on you, well guess what? That was your outcome. You don't get to try again. All the treasure chests in here are tied to the bandit chart, and they always were. That's why you can sometimes find leather boots and belts out of them in the original game. There's even more goodies you can get out of them now, but wow, we failed all those rolls and didn't get anything. There's a couple barrels over there I could check. I don't care. We're just gonna go. We gotta get this venture on the road. We gotta get out to Chaos Island, see if the Marquis breaks the game now. Because he doesn't have an aspect. Brenna! You're impossible to argue with. Join the club. Yeah. Let's go. Brave new adventure. Whoa there, guys. What's that stuff you're wearing? I didn't say you could have things. There you go. Let's head on through the court and out of town. And we'll go fight some wolves. Immediately. Yeah. Playing this game without a party is kind of a silly thing to do. Because a lot of the cutscenes still happen, but Aileron's just all by himself. So he just looks like... well, he never addresses anyone that isn't there. You don't have to worry about that so much. But he does just look like he's kind of talking to himself after a while. Or just thinking aloud, I guess. Treasure box. 25 gold. Whoa. It's late. I should camp. Camp the night away. Rip. There you go. I wonder what kind of processing power you need to run Aidyn smoothly. This N64 game is just too powerful. Even the PS5 couldn't handle that menu transition. Oh my god, wolves! Hold on, guys, let me just establish the level of light. That's great. Now why don't you all run in on them? Okay? I need you all to approach the wolves. Got it, get on in there. You're doing it, man. It's working. Wow, it missed. That's kind of astonishing. I would not have bet that the wolf would not hit Godric. Yeah, good job, Brenna. You're in there. But Bracken, you're not close enough. I can't fit you in the frame. Oh, yes I can. Oh, come on, Aileron. I cast light. Oh, Bracken, look out. Oh, it's Abracan. I'm sorry. I don't think that pronunciation will ever feel natural to me. Oh no, Brenna died. How could I carelessly sling a fireball at my dearest friend? That's right, Brenna's the Sayori of this game. Burn them. Burn them all. I'm so sorry, I wasn't close enough. It's because you had to spread them out, wasn't it? That's why it didn't do more damage. You're right, Abracan. That's why. We'll get them for sure this time. Or maybe not. It still survived. Oh no, Granny's best knight has fallen in combat. Godric has an excuse for taking less damage because he's resistant to fire. But these wolves? No. Only that one wolf survived. My god. Alright, buddy, it's you and me. How's about I cast lightning on you from my Stormdrake claws? Aw, it didn't work. The wolf still wants to fight. He's like, yeah, we killed 3/4 of their party! Oh, don't try to take credit for it. Oh well, I guess Aileron's all on his own. That's too bad. I'm gonna go around over the hillside so I don't have to fight more wolves. I guess I can open this treasure box while we're here. I skipped it before because I didn't have Thiefer mechanic. But now we can. It still contains its Chaos Sword. That's not something I could change. But honestly, the Chaos Sword isn't even that good. It's powerful, but its hit rate is so atrocious. Not worth. Not worth until you've got the ranks to back it up. Alright. To the snowy mountains of Aramon. I guess they're called the Elmore Mountains? That's my best guess, at least. Seems to be the territory to which that refers. It's what I named the map of the place, at least. I was kind of glad to discover that not only did all the maps exist, but they actually function as maps in the game. They just weren't included for whatever reason. You get map 2 out of the Box and Beacons loft, and you get map 7 in from the shop, and that's it. All the other 18 or so maps are just gone. Stupid rats. You weren't here before, I would have killed you. These are post-Castle Aidyn rats. How did you survive? I know I nerfed Fireball and all, but come on, man. You're really gonna make me walk over here? Take that. 102. From the front, mind you. That would have been higher if I attacked him from the other side. Ridiculous. Alright, let's go. We've got 19 minutes left. No, 18 minutes left. Dun dun dun. I might keep going longer. We'll see how I feel. It's not like I have anything else to worry about tonight. I'm supposed to get back to modding. Not this. Doki Doki. I've just been putting it off, and like my game design sessions keep getting eaten up by other things. And it's all my it's entirely my fault. Just a total time management failure. But whatever. It'll get done. I kind of needed a break from it anyway. Like, this whole year. This was a year of development hell for Take-Two. But we really did just get to the good part, so, like, I can't back down now. Just because the next step is a little trickier than the previous ones doesn't mean I can't take it. I'm thinking I'll do these streams as a regular thing on Saturdays. For like Saturday at 6 EST. And then like from 6 to 8. Or maybe 8:30. I have a little extra time on Saturday nights, so it wouldn't be a huge deal if I decided to go half an hour longer. If there's only one nice thing about this game, it's that you can save anywhere outside of combat. So it's not like that's an issue. Can go for as long or as short as I feel the need. I'm going to save right here, because this is another place where the game commonly freezes. Whoops, didn't mean to go that way. I think the game is just having a hard time scrolling all those objects on my person to the right. Could test that by unequipping everything, but I'm not gonna. Oh, it actually did freeze for a little moment there, but it fixed itself. It's fine. Huff. Huff. Stupid bat. If I can't kill giant bat someone hit with this, I'll be very upset. That's promising. Okay, good. Kind of just taking a path of least resistance here. Much as I don't want to fight the goblin poisoners, they are kind of in the way. And I think they'll save me some time going back this way later, so we're just gonna kill them. Okay, goblin poisoners coming out of the woods there. These guys now have the drop chart that used to apply to Beacon's Loft. So they're worth 1 to 7 gold, instead of just 1 to 2. Big jump up, right? It's because Beacon's Loft used to contain 5 to 35 gold, so they just divided out to 1 to 7. And I was like, well, that seems like a number low enough for goblins. They were only worth 1 to 10 in the original anyway, so it's not even that much of a nerf. Oh, one poisoner didn't die. He's running. Just go, guy. Just go. Yay. We got Spice, Acid Bolt, and Brilliance. Wow. The odds of getting scrolls and things off of them are a little bit higher than normal goblins. It's 1 in 50 instead of 1 in 100, because the chart I named was Goblin Military, and it applies to poisoners, assassins, sergeants, and lieutenants. And all things considered, those guys are not that common. They're common enough to be considered, or to not be considered rare, I guess, but big groups of them like that are not typical. You'll usually only see like 1 or 2. So I was like, okay, we'll make their scrolls drop 1 in 50 instead of in 100. Although I might change my mind about that at some point, because it is possible to farm those guys. There are encounters on the mountain that respawn that include them, so if you wanted to get those scrolls off them, you could just keep grinding until you did. And you do kind of see a lot of them cumulatively. The sergeant is fleeing. Hold on, I got another fireball with your name on it. How do you write a name on a fireball? He's dead. That's the point. Meh. One more wolf. Gotta teleport on over there. You used to be able to teleport further with the teleportation belt, but I nerfed the spell inside of it. I think it's only rank 5 now. It used to be rank 10, which was kind of crazy. Because I was like, well, what's the point of having a teleportation spell if you can just have a belt that does it at maximum proficiency already? Oh no, hobgoblin. Hit the direwolf. Direwolf dead. Hit the hobgoblin. Oh, he got his spirit shield off. Stop! If you don't die in 1 hit, I'm gonna have to do it again. Okay, good, you're dead. Really didn't want him to survive. Oh, for a second I thought he was worth 2175 gold, but that's how much experience we got from that. And never mind. Don't pay me any heed. We really only have 10 minutes left? Nah. You know what I think we'll do? I think we're just gonna dive until we get to the marquee, and we're gonna see what happened with him. Because if all went well, he should be immune to both Frozen Doom and Wall of Bones. It won't take that long to get there. Especially if we keep our fighting to a minimum. We're not even gonna talk to Beacon. Not even gonna meet him. We'll just pass on through Aramon like as if he never existed. And for that reason, he will be spared. He will not perish in the flames like all of Laurent's other friends. First, we gotta talk to Zoman. You can try to go out into the stronghold right now, and most of the encounters are there. But if you get to Katarak's hut without talking to Zoman first, then it's locked with an impossible lock that cannot ever be brute forced. There's nothing frank high enough for you to open that. That's like this game's go-to method of gating things. It's either an impossibly hard lock to open or the warp just straight up doesn't exist. Like, if I had checked the Tailluak gate back when we were over there, nothing would have happened. No message pop-up, wouldn't have entered the town. Just plain nothing. Hello, Ogre. Here I come. It was kind of funny how the drop chart worked out for ogres, cyclopses, and trolls. They all share one now. They fall under humanoids, is what I decided. But they all had different gold values, so I was a little bit worried how I would want to balance that out. But it actually worked out pretty much perfectly. Because here's the thing. In the original game, well, these are the values divided by 5, but in the original game, ogres are worth 2 to 40, and cyclopses are worth 40 to 200, and trolls are worth 2 to 200. So I was like, well, okay, I'll just make them all 2 to 200. So from a pack of 4 ogres, you could get 800 gold if you were really lucky, or you could get 8. Lots of variance with them. Where are these reinforcements going to be spawning in? I don't think I've ever seen this many reinforcements on this fight. I'm not sure I've ever seen reinforcements on this fight, period. I can't remember ever running over here to fight ogres that spawned in. You guys have too much health, you know that? No, don't run away. If you do, you might not fit in the fireball circle. Stop! Okay, good. They still all fit, but just barely. I can't remember if I reduced the size of the targeting reticle for Firewall. I might have left it the same, I might have reduced it. Yeah, since ogres know remove poison now, I added reagents to the drop chart. Because that's just logical. Aw, man, there's like a wolf over your tail. Leave me alone, wolf. No! I won't make any attempts to evade you, but leave me alone. At least there are no reinforcements this time. Good. These wolves are legit failing to damage me. I don't have the Light Reaver anymore, so they don't have an excuse. Although I do have a pretty insane amount of protection from all the other stuff I've got going. Let's go. Which is the quickest way? It has less to do with the path I take and more to do with how many fights there are. I think cutting through the valley might be fastest. Then again, not really. There's a lot more fights if you take the valley. The only reason I don't like to go this way is because of the wolves. There's always a wolf pack. It's a respawning wolf pack, and it has reinforcements. So even if you kill them one time and you try to come back through again, there's going to be more wolves. This isn't the one I'm talking about. It's the next encounter, but it's a big old pain in the butt. Oh, Kalia. There you go, you're dead. Bye. He's running, but I am also running. There you go. Never knew what hit him. He dead. We'll just deal with him. We've got Fireball. We won't have to run that far. We've also got Teleport if we need it. Get on over here. I'm gonna cast Light, though. Because Aileron has been failing hardcore at killing these things in one hit. Maybe I'll cast Brilliance, too, just to make it even worse for a certain thing. I really don't want to have to cast Fireball twice. Alright, Aileron. You've got ideal lighting conditions, and your intelligence is 20 points higher than usual. Do not let me down. I'm going to step over here so that I can fit myself outside the reticle. I definitely don't want to burn myself with fireballs now. There we go. Yeah. You've got to be kidding me, Aileron. Oh, God. You killed one of them. It's your level, isn't it? It's your level holding you back. Could also just be the damage tree. The fireball's on now. It really isn't what it used to be. You used to be able to hit things for well over 50 with fireball reliably. It was a very scary move in the original. But now it's just not quite as good as it was. Stupid wolves way out here. Can I reach them with fireball? Maybe. Sure can. Oh, that's a magic crit. Those were not normal numbers. Those were doubled, I do believe. Unlike physical critical hits that don't seem to have any impact on anything, magic crits are substantial. What's in the sack? Curing potion. And 200 gold. 200 is an oddly specific number, but it's total chance whether that is just the value they set it to, or if it was off of a drop chart. That's a goblin you talked to that we walked past. That's why he didn't come after me. You only initiate combat if you walk up and say hello. So let's see. Sounds like it's a good time to go. There's a hobgoblin walking around up here. I don't want to fight him if I can help it. Yeah, get out of here. Clean. Here we come, Kitarek. I mean, here I come. I don't have any friends. Alright, once again, casting light. And blow up all these nerds. In this version of the mod, I overhauled the... Whoa, what is happening to Kitarek there? I overhauled the spell list of the second type of hobgoblins, the hobgoblin magers. They're star mages now, so they don't use necromancy anymore. And I considered giving Kitarek their spells instead of what he has. But then, in the end, I decided against it, because the new ones have Starlight Shield, and if Keterek had Starlight Shield, then it would stack with the Spirit Shield of his Hobgoblins. And that, honestly, just would not be fair. This fight is difficult enough without them having double stacked protection bonuses. So yeah, Keterek still knows Necromancy. And I think he's the only Hobgoblin in the game now that knows Crushing Death. Can't remember if I changed that or not, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. This one Hobgoblin over here, man. He was just outside of the casting range. Let's let your friends arrive first. Oh, never mind, he left. There's their friends. Let's cook them. I guess I could have cast Brilliance with that turn I wasted. Oh, they're positioned all wrong. That one's way over there. Whatever, I'll just kill him. I'll just hit him in the back of the head. Why aren't you fleeing? Why are you still here? Well, you know what, you cheeky guy, I'm just gonna kill you anyway. There you go. Now what's your friend gonna do, huh? You gonna leave? Yeah, he's leaving. Get out. Goodbye. Didn't even have to cast an aura spell to make you go. Dang, they're worth 11,000 experience now? Jeez. Got that letter to Keterek. Woo! Oh, okay. Acid Ball! A new journal entry. Alright. That takes care of that. On our way. Let's just let him walk. Okay, now should be good. Yeah. So long, sucker. I'm gonna hug the wall on my way down here, because there's guys in the valley who, if they get close enough to you, they can initiate combat. And we'll fight one pack of wolves, and then we'll be out of here. Next stop, Chaos Isle. Not really. Doodly-doo. Yeah, wolves. Yeah, wolves. Wolves. I'm gonna do this again, and we're gonna see if it works out, okay? Brilliant. Okay, blow them up. Can you handle that? That one died. Hi, Chris! I'm doing a super cheater run to just test a couple things real quick. I made a bunch of changes to some drop charts, and I wanted to run the game real quick and make sure they didn't break anything. And so far they haven't. I'm not gonna do the whole game, because that would take like another 6 hours, even with the way I'm playing. But we're gonna go to Chaos Isle and check out one thing in particular before I wrap it up. We need to pay a visit to a certain Satan look-alike, because I changed his aspect and I don't know if it'll break the game or not. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know what we just heard creak there. We weren't really near any bridges. I'm gonna wait for this guy to walk a little further away. Ah! Okay. He can initiate combat from across the river. I didn't want to fight him. Just wasting more time. Eh. Alright. Go talk to Zuman. Then we'll talk to Uraza. And we'll get our Stormbreaker. We'll go to Teluwak. There won't be any fights along the way because we already killed everything. Oh god, we gotta do the Dryad Forest thing. Dryad Forest. I guess I could fight the Dryads if I really wanted to. But is that a good idea? Probably not. I don't think I want to fight the Dryads. There's kind of enough obstacles between me, Key, that we shouldn't really be wasting time with extra fights. Especially hard fights like those. Blah, 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 blah. Alright. Head on back over here. It's late. I wonder if I can camp over here. I wonder if this is far enough outside of Aramon. Sure is. There we go. Cross the river. There's Uraza, but talking to out here doesn't do us any good. Nope, no sir. Gotta go up in the mountain. Look at this guy struggling to climb this ledge. I'm just gonna go in through the twins' house because we need to talk to them anyway to make the cutscene appear. Here we go. Blah blah. Oh, tell us of your travels, bud. Oh, very interesting. You know, you should talk to Uraza. Yeah, I should talk to Uraza. I'm still gonna take your money. I'm a good friend. Because I know that the Mirari truly have no need of such earthly things. Or such mundane things, rather. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of camera transitions in this one, so you can't just mash on through. Sometimes it's actually just as well, because there have been times where I've soft-locked the game trying to use, like, the rapid fire feature. Like, if you set it too high and you hold the button in a cutscene, there's a chance that the game will just soft-lock. Don't know exactly why that happens, but it does, and it's bad. There it is, there's the Stormbreaker. Woo! Give stick. We're going! Quickly is how I intended to go. I'm gonna leave through a different house than the twins, because then we will avoid another cutscene. We're gonna save those frames. Yeah! Now we're here. Okay. And from here we can go like this. Alrighty. Now it's a long jog to Teluwak. Oh boy. Let's save the game, just in case things go wrong. Yay. Don't ask me why the footstep sound turns from like sand to stone randomly on this path. I appreciate that they have different footfall sounds, but whoever did the maps needed to be a little more careful. There's a bunch of places like that in the game where like the sound your feet make just doesn't line up with what you're walking on. I have taken this path between Aramon and Tailwalk far too many times. There's some giant boars over here now, but we're gonna leave them alone. Did you hear them walking for a second there? It wasn't even a second, really. It was like a quarter of a second. Did I just hear something walking off to the left? I think it was actually the cave bear to the right, but this game, like many things about it, is a little bit janky when it comes to like positioning of sounds. Okay, we'll fight one fight, okay? Only because we can probably insta-kill this guy. Yeah. Excitement. Hobgoblin is defeated. You got him, boys. He didn't have anything. I'm gonna save again, because this is the freeze pass. Yeah. There's a bear over here we want to avoid. But we also need to kind of juke back to the right, because there's a minotaur we also want to avoid. I already killed this guy. Hard to tell which part of the road the ominous tune applies to. Because there are parts of Oizen Forest where it fades out, and there's like this one little chunk of the road to Tailwalk where you hear it. Leave me alone, bear. Aw, come on. It's just a weirdly positioned song to me. I wonder if there's just like a territory for it that's defined, and like I wonder if it's like just a big straight line or something, cutting across the countryside for miles. And when you're on one side of the line, you hear the music, and when you're on the other side, you don't. So that bear doesn't replace that wolf. but killing the wolf does not remove the bear. Sometimes encounters in this game are set up such that if you don't kill them early, then they disappear later, or are replaced by other things. Like for example, that harpy that I talked about that we actually didn't kill because they didn't bother going that way later. It's gone now, for sure, and there's nothing that replaces it. But there was that wolf we killed on our way through here the first time, and there was a bear in its place this time, so if you come this way early, you can get both the wolf and the bear. But if you came through here without killing that wolf, you would miss out on the wolf, and only the bear would be there. Aren't you glad all these monsters are gone so they can't get in our way? I am. So let's see. Gonna take care of the school and the wolves behind the school. I'm gonna try to avoid fighting them if I can, because they're even more of a pain in the butt than the ones in the mountains there. Because they're all dire wolves and spirit wolves, and they're just generally a pain. Gotta go in the end. Talk to Gavin first. This NPC is mandatory. What happened to put you on edge, Gavin? Oh, that's too bad. I got frozen. Alright. Leave me be. Okay. Now we can get in the school. You know, I'm not sure this guy ever actually reaches the school. Let's just... Nope, yeah, he just turns... he turns around after a while and goes back. Like, oops, I forgot something at home. Stand fast, he's the door warden of the wizard's school. The greatest school of wizardry on this entire plane. You prepared for the price of meeting. My name is Bullcrap. I don't know. But I wish I knew. He's like you do, huh? I wonder if we could ever get that stick out of his hand and make a weapon out of it. That would be cool, huh? The game could certainly use more pole-type weapons. It would need to have a magical property, though. If it was just a stick, it would be boring. And honestly, it wouldn't really make much sense either. It's clearly not a weapon that's meant to be used, like, for hitting things. I have something to show her. The magic stick of the Mirari. Okay. Blah blah. Yada yada. Hello, Ardra. We'll mash on through. Aileron's gonna show her a magic trick. Whoa. She's swooning now. I missed the stairs. Okay. Can we avoid the wolves? Sometimes you can. I usually have an easier time avoiding them on the way out than on the way in. But there's going to be a cutscene happening either way that would interrupt them, so... Yeah, see, this is the kind of scene where it's like, Alarin has no partners, so he's just kind of talking to himself. Leave me alone, Wolf. Don't do it. I'm going to save right here and load so that the wolf is back in his starting position. Well, okay. Chances are he had noticed and was after me, so... Okay, yeah, we can see him stalking around there. Which way does he go? Okay. But can I get through here without triggering the Minotaur? Probably not. And yet somehow I did. I'll take it. No complaints. Maybe that Minotaur has very short range. The Minotaur is kind of a pain to fight too, since it has ogre bosses on its side. But at least it doesn't come back when you kill it. Let's go talk to Pandora. Nope, not through there. I'm going the right way, yeah? Yeah, here we go. The Dried Forest is kind of a big donut, and it all looks very samey. So I try to take the same route through it every time so I don't get lost. Hello, Pandora. Blah 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 blah. Where's the amaranth? Oh, you can find it. I don't know where the amaranth is. Oh, you can find it. Okay. Thanks. Oh, see, I didn't take the same path, and I'm lost. Just kidding, I know where I am. The grove is a little easier to explore. Or to navigate, I guess. Thank God the amaranth is always in the same spot. Can you imagine if this was randomized? And it was just somewhere in the forest and you had to search for it? Oh, God. I can only imagine that being a positive thing if the forest had more to it. Like, it's a safe territory. There are no monsters out here. And even if you anchor the dryads, you would still have to talk to them to initiate combat with them. But for that same reason, there's basically no excuse to go around the Dryad Forest at all, so if there were some encounters out here, at least that would make the exploration worthwhile. Or maybe some additional treasures. It's something I would definitely expand upon, if I could. There. Oh, I wish I could sit, but I never do. Yeah, you're flying around's a little distracting, Pandora. You just go away. Not time for blue people. Nothing against blue people, we just don't have time for them. We don't have time for any people, okay? Alright. So I guess you only hear crickets in this forest whenever it's nighttime. Back whenever I was working on the game's OST and trying to identify where all this tracks came from, I could have sworn I had heard the crickets in this forest. But whenever I checked it, I guess I only came here during the day because I couldn't hear any crickets. And I was like, well, I guess I've got it backwards. Maybe that track only plays in the swamp. But no, we're hearing it right here. It's very obviously a track that plays. Okay, so can we get past the Minotaur again? Oh, he's walking. How far can he walk, though? He's stuck on that tree. We'll use it to our advantage. You can't initiate combat through trees. It's a rule. Dang it. Oh, no, never mind. It's this cutscene. Uh-oh, I hope this doesn't put us too close to the Minotaur. Hmm? Where is he? He's right there. We can get away. Alright. And that certainly got the wolf on my tail. We'll just do the same trick again. Run all the way over here. Save. Load. No tedious fights with dire wolves and spirit wolves. Yay! Ah. I reached up to scratch my head, but it tugged my headphones cord. Ah! Which is attached to my laptop. And that pulled the laptop. Lots of talky. Oh, wait. I don't know why these stairs are so cumbersome to climb. Alan just has a really rough time getting up them. Okay. I wonder if I mashed through quickly enough before we get to see her cast her spell. It's something that happens off camera if the cutscene goes wrong, which it seems like it just did. Yeah, we didn't get to see it this time. I don't know a surefire way to make it appear, but I have seen the camera focused on Ardra while she's casting that before. Yet an answer must exist. I don't know why she's so worried about you looking at Mago here. I mean, she clearly knows something about him. I wonder if we could make Ardra's little staff a pull weapon, too. That'd be a fancy staff. Might actually make pull worthwhile. There are some who would say that Hafted is the only skill you need in this game, because Hafted has the strongest weapons on its chart. Or in its category, I guess. It's not really a chart. But, you know, I kind of think there's a little more to combat than just big numbers. I'm sure you can outfit 4 heroes with Chaos Mauls and do just fine, but some of the weaker weapons still have nice things to offer too. Like the Spellbreaker Axe with Mirror. It's kind of nice that damage isn't necessarily everything in this game. It's definitely a major factor, though. Okay, so from here to Port Said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to avoid too much trouble on the way up to the lighthouse. It's just too narrow of a path, and there are too many monsters. But we should be able to blow them all up, no problem. And I think I can get all the way there without fighting anything, actually. There are ways around most of this stuff. But I think I am gonna barbecue these Cyclopses. Just for convenience's sake. Let's camp. It's late. I don't want to fight the Shadow Bandits. Their chart got a major boost. Even after I divided the gold values by 5, there was still a chart that was like 200 gold to 1200, I think it was. And I gave one of those charts to them. Because since they're like a finite enemy, there's only 2 of them that I'm aware of. So it's a one-time big pile of gold, if you even think to fight them in the first place. Dang, Cyclops. I'm kind of surprised they survived those. Probably would have killed them in OG. I think they're both down to their level bonuses at this point. Or no, they would be down to their endurance. Damage comes out of your level, then your stamina, then your endurance, I'm pretty sure? Just usually your level bonus isn't too huge, so it kind of evaporates. Oh, that's... I thought you were an encounter! And I guess technically you are, but it's not an encounter I have to worry about. I just don't want to tangle with the bandits. I did end up making a new drop chart for one of the types of bandits. Well, 2, I guess. There's always been the common bandits. The human bandit, human rogue, bandit woodsman, bandit archer. But now, the bandit raider and the human renegade share a special drop chart just for them. And it's got some better than usual goodies for bandits, as well as more money. Scout, I said I didn't need to fight anybody, but then you existed. Okay. Should be able to go the rest of this way without encountering anybody. As long as we just kind of stay between the beach and the path, we won't run into anyone else. They'll have to waver around a little bit to avoid them. Like, there's a bandit on that outcropping to the left. So we'll want to go to the right, make sure he can't get us. Then there's kind of a bandit up the middle, so we'll want to go back to the left. I heard an ogre walking, but not a bandit. He was! For a moment there, Mr. Cheat 52, Chris was actually in the chat. And no fooling either, that is in fact one of the authors of this game. I'm in a tabletop Aidyn group with him on Sunday nights. Yep, that's me. I'm breaking into streaming somewhat. I already did a playthrough of my Aidyn mod on this channel, and going forward I'm going to start doing challenge runs as well. They're better suited to a stream format than a Let's Play. Beg to report, sir, but I want to cross anyway. Do you want to be challenged? Very well, make your attack. I'd rather die than lose. You play it every December? That's oddly specific, but okay. I play Aidyn year-round. Because... just because. It kind of just worked out that way. Didn't always used to be that way either, but especially now that I've been able to mod it, there's a lot more interest there for me. Alright, let's see if I can juke this guy. Okay, good. Yeah, that's all the further he can walk, so it's kind of easy to get around him. Through the gate! I guess I should mention right now that I'm not currently doing a challenge run. And, this was a test to check a couple things in the mod that I changed, as well as to see how streaming works with YouTube and, like, how the video quality turns out, etc., and so forth. Seems to be working just fine, so I'm a little less worried about it. But yeah, I've just got Aileron decked out with a bunch of broken stuff, and our goal is to reach the marquee and see if something I changed did or didn't ruin things. Whoa. I never tried to change the camera angle when I came in here, but apparently that happens when you do. That was weird. There's Beacon! The scroll that will cast level 10 photosynthesis if you use it in combat. I don't know about it being a Canadian game, but I guess it's pretty uncommon. It's certainly not a well-known game, which is unfortunate. I would love if people took greater interest in this game, because I feel like it's a hidden gem. Alright. Seems I've avoided enough fights for now. Oh, really? I didn't know that. H2O was just one of the studios that worked on this, though, so I don't know about the rest of them. Aw, oh, man, we got caught by this guy on the way out. Okay, I guess I'll kill them all. Let's cast Light. I'll do Brilliance, too, because these guys are healthy enough to survive a fireball. Stop! You're just annoying me. Yes, yes, you've got Starlight Shield. I wonder if he's even close enough to those scouts to cast it on them. No, he's not. Ah. The fool. If he just bothered to walk a little bit. Although I don't think Starlight Shield would reduce this damage anyway. Ugh, their natural resistance to magic will, though. Ah, thank God it was enough to kill the scouts. Most of the scouts. Oh, good. That one's running away. He hasn't really talked about a sequel at all, because I don't think there are any studios that are interested in making one is the problem. If our modding capabilities get good enough, we could probably sort of make a sequel in engine, but we're definitely far too limited in that regard for now. Yeah, I don't remember who he said still has the rights to it, but it's kind of just a dead IP at this point, which is unfortunate. Or maybe it's just due for a revival. How about that? Please go down easy, Chaos Warriors. Ah, man, I'm gonna have to cast it twice. He's gone. There we go. Ha, yeah. Just reuse all the same assets, but make new maps or whatever. I suppose it's theoretically possible. They've already done similar things for Paper Mario, so the potential is there. Okay. Lots of ogres between us and our destination now. I'm just gonna smack them all to death. Gosh, maybe it would be more efficient to cast after all. These guys just get so bulky when he starts throwing Fortitude around. Fine. I'll cast Light. Yeah, hard to believe, isn't it? 2 decades old, this game. Oop, I don't want to include myself in it. Can I? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it wasn't too shabby. Knock this guy down. Oh, Ogre Boss is too healthy. We're gonna have to go finish him off. Thank you for walking closer, Ogre Boss. I honestly appreciate it. I was introduced to the game right around when it first came out. I didn't buy it myself. It was a friend of mine in high school who introduced me to it. And she actually sold the game to me, so her copy is the one I own. But yeah, I was like 14 or 15 when I first played it, which was kind of funny because apparently that was like the target audience age, according to Chris. They're like, we're gonna market this game to 14-year-old boys. Although honestly, I feel like this is a little slow-paced for most teenagers. They want their flashy Final Fantasy VII's remakes and stuff. They don't want this clunky, slow-paced, turn-based action. Oh, then well, I don't know if you're close to the same age as me, but like if you played it around when it came out, then yeah, I guess we would be pretty close in age. Eh. Man, these reinforcements showed up just in time for there only be 3 of them instead of all 4. What pain. Do you mind, guys? It's weird seeing ogres be able to walk that far. I really did have to boost their dexterity quite a bit. Oh, wow. That's a little surprising, honestly. In my experience, the younger generation does not seem too terribly interested in old games like this. Okay. Let's hit you. And then your friend. And this combat will be over. This combat will be ogre. Oh god, no. There. We got him. Moving right along. We'll open this chest because it's right here. Oh, we can't. It's already open. Never mind. We didn't dive deep enough to find out what that chest is supposed to be. I can at least avoid that ogre. Just stick to the side here. Up next, more bandits. I'm glad I picked up the Mesa Glory. My parents didn't buy new consoles because they had better stuff to do, like marry and raise kids. I would ask for new consoles, but they would say, "You have the Nintendo 64 and the SNES already." Oh, that's cute. Guess you'll just have to save up for them. Although console prices these days are pretty high. You get, like, a pretty decent computer for the price of some consoles anymore. But it's not like retro gaming isn't a bad, or is a bad thing, per se. Plenty of good games came out in the past. If anything, I feel like some of the AAA titles just don't have as much charm. That's a boomer opinion. One more fireball for the wolves. Burn, wolves, burn. How did this guy survive 2 fireballs? There you go. Let's get on up over this hill with our teleport belt. That's why there's so much indie games nowadays, because it's so expensive to make games. Only AAA studios can afford to make games. Well, they can only afford. They're the only ones who can afford to make like really big budget titles. But I feel like indie gaming has kind of replaced what studios used to do. Like that's your source of retro gaming, basically. A lot of them are people who just like grew up on those types of games. And there are even some AAA titles, I would say, that pale in comparison to indie titles anyway. Like, they've got the money, but that's it. Not necessarily the ingenuity. Okay. So many ogres. How much of my spice have I used? Probably a lot. Let me just look real quick. What's the spice situation in my inventory? Oh, I've been finding it, I guess. It's been getting replenished by battles. Oh man, there's a ogre boss in the reinforcements. I'm gonna have to fight him. Ah. Alright, we'll get on over there. He still isn't here. Ogre boss, where are you? There you are. Almost. Oh, wow, he still had enough stamina to cast that. Haha, we got the killed glitch. I think 4% of the reason I love this game is because I was heavily disappointed with Quest 64. I never got to pick up Quest 64, so I don't know what it's like. But that's kind of what I heard all around. Like, every review is like, it's just not a good game, apparently. Mucho disappointment. Okay. 2 bandit groups or the wyverns? Let's just do the bandit groups. Oh hey, maybe we can slip past this guy. Nah, he's gonna catch us. There we go. Wanted something just like Zelda Ocarina of Time. Haven't played Majora's back then. Aidyn is definitely my top 5 games. I'd have a hard time ranking my top 5 games, but Aidyn would probably be top 10 at least. It's a game I appreciate in spite of its many flaws. Although, a lot of the things I would have considered its flaws are things I've been able to fix through this mod. Bandit boss, please stop. Stop it. Quit giving them more health. No. I'm a little bit surprised Zelda hasn't come up with, like, an RPG style game. It seems like the sort of thing that would be suited for it, but they mostly stick to action-adventure. Which is fine, too. It's just something I'd be interested to see. I feel like that's a format it could occupy reasonably enough. I mean, heck, if Mario can have RPGs, then why can't Zelda? Seems they do a lot less experimental stuff with Zelda than they do their other franchises. You're the one who survived. Stupid wolf. There you go. Oh, okay. Let's get inside the building and fight even more of them. Fireball's not going to be any use to me here, because these guys are resistant to fire now. And then the third game would be called Aidyn Chronicles of the Third. The sequel would obviously have to be called Aidyn Chronicles the Second Mage. Even though Aileron is already technically the second mage. It just so happens that the first mage went completely crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna hit the boss, because he's probably the leader. There you go, guy. My favorite town? I think I like the style of Ugarit the most, but Tailwalk has the best song out of the town themes. Wait, what am I doing? I'm trying to cast light. Light. Let's see. And now I want to cast Aura of Death and scare off all these losers. Go away, human rogue. I don't expect the boss to leave, but his minions sure can. Yes, they're fleeing. Just noticed that the arrow he fired was pointing down even while flying through the air. Where are you going, Bandit Boss? What's the plan? I think there's too much lore for the second game to be a follow-up. It needs to be a prequel. The game definitely has potential for a prequel. I mean, that story lore built off of something. In the tabletop session that I'm in with Chris and a few other people, we actually set it 20 years before the events of this game. So there are still a bunch of relevant NPCs that we can meet, like Ardra, Shamsuk, etc. But a whole bunch of things that are established in this game haven't happened yet. And who's to say it'll even go the same way? Because, like, we could change things, technically. We could go, like, find Oriana and kill her for no reason. But I also think this game has sequel potential as well, especially since the whole issue with Chaos doesn't truly get resolved. It would be nice to actually see Poem, honestly. I don't think they would have an excuse for it not existing in the game at that point. Chris located it on our map somewhere between Guernia and Tailwalk. It's a little hard to picture in terms of like how the game is laid out because the game is much smaller than the world map we designed for our tabletop sessions. I told him it would probably be closer to Terminor since that's where all of their inhabitants fled, but he kind of just stuck it out there anyway. Have you watched Rag playthrough of Aidyn Chronicles? I haven't watched anybody's playthroughs of Aidyn Chronicles. Oh, tugged my cord again. Yeah, it's never a game that I was too interested in watching Let's Plays of, which is kind of ironic, I guess, considering that's what I'm doing now. We're almost to our goal. Oh boy. Although if someone was picking up this mod to do a Let's Play of, I would definitely be curious to see how they handle it. It would be very interesting to see, like, a veteran's reactions to the changes and whatnot. And I would watch the whole thing. I don't care how long it would be. I'd fit it in there somehow. I never look down my nose at LP coverage of anything I make. In what ways, if you don't mind saying? Like, the playthrough I did on this channel was a story playthrough, and I hit up as many of the cutscenes as I could. But, like, I didn't exactly plot my dialogue options perfectly, so there were some things that got left out. In a way, the comic I'm writing is my story playthrough of the game. You get super immersed in the story. Hello, man. We need to go. Oh, I talked to him again. Now I gotta pay 400 more gold. We're paying double rates for this ship. Anchors away! We're almost there. Probably gonna want to cheat some frozen doom scrolls into my inventory since I can't really access that yet. Pardon me. You have an image of the map you guys made on the Tabletop Nights? I don't, but I could probably get one. Like, if I asked Chris to provide it. It's kind of a work in progress. The whole thing really is. Because, like, Chris is our GM, and he's basically adapting the Aidyn setting to Dragon Quest rules. Think D&D, but handles differently a little. Wow. Even with all my protection and stuff, that guy still did 50 damage. Oh wow, it also tried to move. I didn't think you guys could move. But anyway, yeah, Chris has been just feeling things out and working on it gradually as our sessions continue. But he probably wouldn't mind showing what exists of the map so far. Oh my god, if this griffin actually kills me. Just a moment, please. Let me step back. He's a carrying potion. This guy, right here. Got a lot of nerve, buddy. There you go. Now, is that the tabletop Dragon Quest or the video games Dragon Quest? Because I guess I should mention those are two different things. To be honest, I didn't know that there was a tabletop version of Dragon Quest until I met Chris and talked to him about it. But yeah, like, I had originally thought that this game was borrowing some concepts from D&D, but it really was just Dragon Quest all along. And their ideas have just been adapted, basically. Oh, that's fun. Bit of a cartographer, eh? Oh, goodness. Can you believe we're almost to the end of our journey here? Our journey for tonight, at least. Blah, blah, man. Oh, the tabletop. No, I thought you were talking about the game. Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect most people to think of that when just saying it out loud. Heck, maybe the Dragon Quest games also follow Dragon Quest tabletop rules. I sure wouldn't know. Dragon Quest was never something I really got into. Alright, let's see if we can... there's no way we're gonna get past this guy. I mean, I probably could if I just snuck, but I don't feel like sneaking. Well, just whack them to death. Jeez. 81 damage and you still survived? There you go, buddy. Oh, don't cast darkness, you loser. That would have been very inconsiderate of your crab friend because he's solar and you know it. Huh. There we go. Those guys are still hardy. Hey, we got some chitin plates off of the crab. Okay. Let's no, we got caught by somebody else. Oh no, more crabs. Alright, I'm gonna cast light. They're just standing around. Maybe they were waiting for those guys to cast air shield on them. These cast troopers don't have any excuses for what they're doing right now, because I didn't change their loadouts at all. They have the same moves they always did. Why can't I see that other trooper? Okay, now I can see him for some reason. There we go. Fried crab is on the menu tonight. And whatever the heck those guys are made of. No. The Chaos Warriors got stuck with the protection spell that I just decided should only affect one target at a time. But lucky for them, they usually travel in groups, so... Even with having to cast it multiple times, they'll probably be fine. How did this guy survive? How much health do you have? Eh. Yeah, I'll leave him. So let's see. I'll save my cheatering for once I'm up there. I'll get right up next to the marquee and save before the fight. Passing under the archway. Okay, you. Let's see if you break the game by not having an aspect. Oh. Although, actually, I don't really need to grab Wall of Bones or Frozen Tomb to test this out, because I already have the aura spells, and if he's immune to them, then I won't be able to cast them on him. Okay, guy. Moment of truth. Can I cast Aura of Death on you? No. Aura of Wrath? I can still cast Aura of Wrath. So what that tells me is... even if you don't have an aspect, you're still considered solar aspect. Okay. Well, I guess that doesn't really help you out after all, huh, Mr. Marquis? Here, hold on a moment, sir. Let me open up my cheat menu real quick. You can't see it because the recording software doesn't pick it up. I'm gonna give myself... but it's the... oh wait, no, it makes him lunar. Because Solar Wrath was affecting him, so Frozen Doom should still work. I'm gonna give myself a big old stack of Frozen Doom scrolls and we're gonna see if I can cast that on you. Okay, buddy? He's cheating death. What a silly Billy. Okay. Man, I knew I had 50 copies of Frozen Doom lying around here somewhere. 1 second, please. Okay. There you go, buddy. Oh, it didn't work. Perhaps I should cast Light and Brilliance before he starts... oh, I pressed the start button. Before he gets rolling too far. He casts Brilliance. I can too. Light. Shoo. Good luck landing that on me, buddy. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that hard for you. You did just give yourself Brilliance. Alright. Oh, I need to re-equip the scroll. Duh. That's how scrolls work. Your arm. Can I equip 3 of them? I can. I might need all 3, who knows? I can even choose which one I want to use. Freeze, Marquis. Oh, he doesn't wanna. Hard to cast on, ain't ya? That's kind of surprising. Then again, just because I can target him with this doesn't necessarily mean it'll actually work. Let me see if I can cast something else on him. Or if he'll just resist it. Nah, he's just resisting it. He did get kind of a willpower boost. Because he used to be more resistant to magic than he was, but, Alright, I guess I'll just keep trying with Frozen Doom. Or, you know, what I could do... Here, hold on. Let me flee this fight. And I'll learn Frozen Doom and rank it up, so that I can cast it at a higher rank. You put me down at the bottom of the stairs, that's fine. Okay. I just want to see if it's possible to land it on him. Because theoretically, it should be. But I need to fight a common enemy so I can rank that up. You, let's fight. Oh, you pests. Okay. Oh, no, not that. Fireball. That's really weak. Sigh. I keep wanting it to be more efficient than it is. Light. Brilliance. Fireball. That's the story. That's the success story. That 5 was upside down. I think that's what happens when a game is trying to recover your health, but it can't. Because you're at full health. Okay. Now you burn. Much better. That guy still didn't die, though. Nor him. Chaos Warrior doesn't know what to do with his life. Neither does this guy. We'll just stand around. Wow. They got 2 turns in a row each, and they both just stood there. Sometimes I worry about the AI in this game. Alright, now let's not pass the menu screen too quickly. We do need to level something up here for once. Okay. Hey, we found the map to Chaos Island. Nice. Now then. Back to what we were doing. With Mr. the Satan Man. I guess I could also be hitting like a level barrier here. Because even though Aileron is totally pimped out with the maximum stats and all that, he's also level 10. He's a level 10 character trying to... The Marquis is gone. He's a level 10 character trying to cast a level 30... a spell on a level 35 monster. Okay, so that was bad. Let's load... load to before the fight. I honestly did not know he vanished if that happened that way. Oopsies. I guess you can't retry the Marquis if you've fled him before. Oh well. Before we do something dumb, let's get our Frozen Doom Scroll. I don't have it right now, do I? I need to reactivate the cheat. I do. I have to reactivate the cheat. Thumb. Gates. Scroll. Star. Frozen Doom. Okay. Pause. Oop. I learned Exorcism Circle too. Uncheck the cheat so the game doesn't get all screwed up. Okay. Let's go fight that guy again. I know you're out here. It was different this time. You think maybe that guy only showed up because the marquee was gone? Well, since this is just scouts, I think I'll just smack them all to death. They're flimsy. Oh, I guess I spoke too soon. I have underestimated the scouts. Ow! That actually hurt. Since these guys got 21 intelligence, they got a lot more accurate with their weapon. And I think I compensated them by taking away their thief bonus? Can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that's what I did. I either took it away or halved it. I think it was the regular scorpions that I took it away from. Because even large scorpions, or whatever, I didn't level up my spell. I got sidetracked with my brain. Large scorpions, for whatever reason, have thief skill. Oh, here's the loadout I fought. Okay. But whenever I gave them 21 strength, that was like a substantial jump in their power, so I was like, you know what, you don't get thief bonus anymore, scorpions. Just gonna have to do without. Cast light. In the hopes that I can take these guys down more quickly. No, he acid bolted me. That's right, these guys have acid bolt now instead of lightning. The reason for that is because I had to give lightning to the sorcerers instead. So deal with it. And in a way it works out really nicely, because since they only have to cast acid bolt once on every hero, that means if they pull it off, they'll eventually just get around to hitting you with their Chaos Swords, which has poison magic in it, so they kind of just apply more dots to you. It's a little more interesting, I think, than the other ones, who are just like big damage until they run out of stamina, and then they're big axe damage. Now, okay. Those were some interesting decisions you made, Mr. Chaos. Alright, okay. Beat up this Chaos Warrior. Do not spam through the menu. Focus. We need to level up Frozen Noon. Level up Frozen Noon. If we want any chance of casting it on the marquee. Something like that. We'll level up Resix System Circle too, because it's there. Yay. Okay. Round 2 of a level 10 hero trying to cast a spell on a level 35 entity. With too much willpower. If I somehow pull this off, I'm probably just going to give the Marquis back his regular aspect. Because it's just silly otherwise. The whole reason I did it was because, like, I wanted to make him immune to Wall of Bones and Frozen Doom. And I guess you don't really have access to Frozen Doom this early, even in the mod. But at the same time, I would like to make it less easy to cheese. Let's cast Light. And Brilliance. I'm a genius. He's cheating death. It would be funny if cheat death prevented Frozen Doom from working, but I don't think that's the case. Oh, yep, see, we can freeze him. He can still be frozen. Removing his aspect did basically nothing. Got the Devil Amulet. Hey, we got the Chaos Shield off him. It's actually a fairly rare drop. Well, I said we were going to come here and see if the Marquis broke things, and he didn't break things. So I guess that's it for today's stream. Thank you for tuning in, if you did, and if you stuck around for a while. That's cool. I don't intend to start my challenge runs next week, because next week is Christmas. And even though it's like COVID Christmas and there's like gonna be nobody attending anything or whatever, I don't see any point in streaming that day particularly. So uh, I guess in 2 weeks we will start with the challenge runs, and you'll see just how hard this mod can get, and just how hard the game can get in general. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.